5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey YouTubers and friends, stick around. We'll be right back with a real good guest. We're having some kind of technical issues on the Skype end. So unfortunately, if we can't figure it out during the show, my partner in crime, ToledoJess, might be just out of it, and we'll have to see where we go from here. But hang tight. We'll be right back. Right after this. Hey, YouTubers and friends.
Working real hard to do all we can. Every day on the creeker beat, flashing your plan. Every day on the creeker beat, flashing your plan.
Alright, YouTubers, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Be greatly appreciated. I'm kind of having some issues right now with Skype, and it's really no fun. But we have our good friend Chris Chadwick here from East Coast Prospectors, or prospecting. So usually I talk a little about my day, like me, like about ripping off my fingerprints on my finger today and whatnot, and how I drive people crazy at work because I've been talking about the show. Chris and I and Jesse, well, Jesse and I were neighbors with Chris at Vane Mountain. We know him from gold shows and gold rush days up here in Ohio, and it was really nice camping next to him. So I'm just gonna bring you in right now, Chris, since unfortunately we can't get my partner in. How are you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing good, Ed. I really appreciate you having me on tonight.
Oh, hey, it's my pleasure, man. I really appreciate you being here. Um, I usually Jesse helps me out a lot with questions and keeping the ball rolling and whatnot. And I feel kind of I have a message from Jesse over here, and sorry Jesse, sorry dude, but I can't keep an eye on everything and Skype and everything. I got a show and the show must go on, and it's after 8 now. So how you doing, everybody? We have Paul Cooper, Thomas Fowlkes, David Bogan. Hope Mita's in here. Patrick Moore. I see Chris, our guest, is in chat also. And Robert Baffert. How are you doing? Don't know if I've seen that name before. Our friend Ronald's here. And John Wolf. I see Dano's with us and Jeremy. All right. She's on her way. Well, I'm sure that'd be excellent. But you've been doing quite a bit of playing in North Carolina, haven't you?
Oh yeah, that's been kind of been my stomping grounds here the last month or so. I've been down there several times. I had a pretty good time. I met up with several different members of East Coast Prospecting, James Smith and Jesse Stagger and some others there. But just trying to get down in that area. That's just such a gold rich area and stuff that's so much bigger than what we have here typically in the northern end with the placer gold.
Right. Um,
I see Jesse Stagger's on here tonight too. I was actually down there with him.
oh, excellent. Hi,
Yeah,
Jesse Stagger. Well, bear with the lag. We're also must be crashing YouTube servers or something because Stream Health has gone down a little. Lately, it's been that way till further in the show, and then it gets really good for some reason, and I have no idea why. Um, so tell my friends out there your story, Chris. What got you into prospecting and led into East Coast prospecting, Midwest prospecting, and then you also have East Coast prospecting, outdoor sales, buy, sell, trade. Is that correct?
yeah, that's a new group. We had a lot of people, obviously, as we've grown as a group, well over 4,000 members now. A lot of people want to, either upgrade their equipment, have something they want to sell, which their camping equipment or whatnot. And, routinely we're telling people it's not a buy, sell, trade group. So after great demand from our members, we started a buy, sell, trade group, and we pretty much opened it up for any prospecting equipment as well as any outdoor equipment that you might be, hunting, fishing, camping, anything that might be related, because a lot of us are all outdoorsmen too at the same time. But to step back a little bit, several years ago, 3-4 years ago, as the prospecting bug started to hit me more and more as I gradually grew into it. Obviously, trying to network on social media, find good spots. I started out primarily in Virginia, Central Virginia, through the Central Virginia gold prospectors with a few gentlemen down there and a couple ladies, and joined that club for a couple years. And probably about a 5.5-6 hour drive, mainly on the Booker Morrow mine down there. One of their biggest claims was an old 1800s gold mine. Kind of cut my eye teeth down that direction, and had some prospectors with a lot more experience than me at that time kind of showed me the ropes, and it was greatly appreciated, and just kind of kept expanding on. Not a lot of gold in West Virginia. There's some, but not too much to write home about. It's not a state known for its gold deposits, to say the least. And I do live on the tri-state border of Kentucky and Ohio, and Kentucky's never been known for much for gold. But, of course, as you all well know, Ohio is one of the better eastern states for glacial gold that's been pushed down from the glaciers. So
Right.
I started extending out into that, into North Carolina, just other places in the Gold Belt, Tennessee. Been to 4 or 5 different states there. Gold prospecting and the gyms kind of come hand and foot together with that. You got the picker up from North Carolina there.
Yes, sir, I do.
Yeah, that came from the Kings Mountain area, and that was a lot of finds in the area, very heavy. I think that first day, I ran another buddy's dredge down there for about an hour and got almost a gram of gold, and that was the picker that was in there, and I put it next to a dime to post it up. But almost like you can see, it's not plastered, it hasn't moved much. It's probably broken directly off a piece of quartz or a vein somewhere.
Right. You have a real actual running farm in a 9 to 5 grind in the corporate world.
Oh, absolutely. That's what pays the bills.
Do you still sell honeys and stuff like that from your farm?
Primarily right now, I do have a 102-acre farm. Got that before I ever had wife and kids. Came up for sale, believe it or not, in a local newspaper back in 1990, and kind of was my first passion, hobby, whatever you want to call it, and kind of a gentleman farmer. Now I have 3 or 4 cows out there, a bunch of chickens in the chicken house. I've had everything from sheep and goats to ducks and a little bit of everything at once upon a time. But I've got a couple gentlemen that help me take care of it whenever I have to be out of town working. But you're right. What pays the bills is my corporate job there, working in the medical industry, pharma industry. And then my 2 real passions are, the outdoors and farming, and then the gold prospecting, which they kind of just come together with the outdoor love of the outdoors.
Right. So what made you decide to go to gold shows and sell faceted stones and those cool silver nuggets? And I could scroll down here on your page where you have a nice view of a bunch of the stuff you're gonna be.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do some giveaways tonight. I'm pretty excited about that. And that was something I've always been known on my Facebook page, that I've always tried to do giveaways when we hit milestones on the group there, as we hit 500 member locations each time, and occasionally we just do a random giveaway for nothing more than it's 4th of July or a holiday or something. But we're always trying to give some things away, and we get sponsors sometimes that will jump on. We let them do some advertising and give some things away. But it's kind of funny. My friend and your friend, Mike Straub, called me one day, and he said, Chris, originally when I first got into this, that kind of started the Facebook group, was as many of us try, we don't live close to areas that can prospect readily. You buy, Paydirt
Right.
online, and I went through my trials and tribulations of buying Paydirt, and found out that you buy from one buyer and get virtually nothing, and you buy from another buyer and you might get a great deal, and it was somewhere mixed in between. But 80-90% of the time it was honestly almost a waste of money, and
Right.
with your return on investment. So that kind of made me get into the situation where I saw where some people that did it right and got some advice, and I try and put 70-80% of a return on gold and gems and prospecting materials, things you'll find that actually come from my trips. And they probably went through over a year and a half stint of really selling Paydirt, and that's how the group kind of started, and everybody knew that. And quickly people started realizing they were getting a pretty good return on everything they got. I threw a lot of surprises in there, like arrowheads and facets and gemstones, along with the natural gold from hot spots or concentrates. And I always added plenty of gold into it to make sure they got a good return on their investment. And I had about maybe a 20% margin or less. And sometimes people got more than what they even paid for. But it's kind of how it started. And the next thing I know, me and my wife were putting together bags every single night and on the weekends. And it became a second job. And that one year we did well over $20,000 gross selling dirt. And we had to put it to a stop real quick because it was just really getting into my personal time and family time to come home and package that stuff up. And it was the hobby was becoming another job, to say the least. So that's kind of how it started. And then the show thing started with Mike Straub there up at the Buckeye chapter. One day, the supplier would order mesh gold from, offered me some nuggets and stuff, and Mike Straub said they couldn't get anybody to come to the show there at Gold Rush Days about 3 years ago to sell nuggets. And I got a bunch of nuggets from my supplier and showed up, and then we started selling nuggets. And I think I've kind of moved a little more into that because there's with the things that I do sell online, because it doesn't require the labor intensity it does packing up Paydirt.
Pardon me.
No problem.
What's your next trip?
Well, Well, it's glad you say that. I'm actually going to be August 9th down with Robert Way on a personal outing. I'm going to get a sneak away with him. Not sure where he's taking me. He's taking me to one of his little private honey holes down there in the Eastern Gold Belt in North Carolina, probably not too far away from the Uwharrie National Forest, but on private property. And so that's going to be my next outing that I get to sneak away to.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know at Vane Mountain you were never there hardly, except for at night.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I had a lot of with that group, Ed. It's gotten to the point where people have really gotten to know me online and invited me down, and it's hard to say no to somebody when they're taking you to private property to a proven place already, because we all know that prospecting and finding the spots is the hard work, and once you finally find a good spot, mining's the fun part where you kind of bring some gold home. So I do sneak away quite a bit, and I try to meet different people. There's other people. I still have a long laundry list of people I want to meet throughout the East Coast, and maybe even sneak out to the West Coast. I was out at work with that corporate job one weekend, and I saw that Boyce Golf was out in Las Vegas, and I was in a national meeting for a week, and I Facebook messaged him and said, "Hey, I'm out here in Vegas too." And he said, "No kidding." And next thing you know, we were having some drinks together there one night. So I got to meet Boyce Golf, which I'd probably talked to online for a great length of time. Sluice Goose there from Devil's Canyon.
Yeah,
But,
I know who you're talking about. I'd like to have him on the show, as you know already. One of these days, maybe.
yeah, we just need to twist his arm. I'll see what we can do to coax him along a little bit more and stuff. I know he's been a busy man after the shows. Just finished episodes come out, and he works a crazy shift there as I believe, a security guard there at a local hospital. But he's a good guy. I'm sure he will definitely do that as the first chance he gets.
Yeah, I know I'm sure he's real crazy busy. And that's why I didn't pressure him too bad after you kind of whispered in his ear for me too, which last week's show ended up being a great show with our friends, the Wandering Buffaloes. I know you've met them before, so.
Oh, yeah. Good guys all the way around.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you know what? I think we got caught up in here, and I know we got about 6 prizes to give away, and I don't know how long the shows go, Ed, but I think you got about 22, 24 people on here right now, so maybe it's built some steam. If you want to give something away today, you feel free to it. I mean, I think I listed that faceted emerald off the get-go. The only thing I have to have somebody just send me a Facebook message if they're on Facebook, or they can send me a email on my email address. I can put that up.
Well, let's see here. Everyone talks, so say something. So when I bring the participants up, it will have your names. Because you need to participate in the conversation for me and get it up there. Looks like our
picture of that green emerald there, that facet.
Oh yeah, right now I got a picture of you guys dredging and running the
yeah, long arming. I was long arm with Stephen Lyons on that picture.
Here, let me get that out of the way, and I'm gonna go over here though and find my random name picker, and let's get that over there.
I figure those people will be shouting, "Pick me, pick me, pick me."
Some of them probably know how I feel about people that are here just for prizes. I don't really dig it. If they're here to be part of the community, part of the family, part of Flash in the Pan, and like, how I always say, YouTubers and friends, because a lot of my YouTubers have become friends, and maybe one day too I'll see you on the river, or we'll see you on the river, is because so many times I do run into my YouTubers on the river, and then they become friends even more than in chat. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I think just the us evenings and the mornings you and Jess and I got to get together to have a big country boy breakfast and to sit around the campfire and tell tall tales there just down at the LDMA last month. You and I've known each other, and Jess I've known at a lot of the outings and chapter. That's the first time we got to sit down and really have a good long conversation and get to know each other, and I think that makes all the difference in the world. I love to camp.
Well, we have a winner for the first winner. He's Patrick Moore.
Fantastic.
And Patrick, contact Mr. Chadwick on Facebook. Be good place to catch him. I know Patrick's a member of East Coast Prospectors, so
Well, that's even easier for him then.
yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Yep, and if we get somebody that isn't on by Facebook by some far chance, but they're on the YouTube, I did send a couple times here my email address.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I'll clear that one out for now, because hopefully more people will get in here and whatnot. That was pretty good time, and we've been live about 22 minutes now. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna write Patrick Moore's name down here on my piece of paper I've got out, and I'm gonna put Emerald Facet down.
Ragnad, man, you know Dano, he was camping with us in North Carolina also, Dano. But he's like, that's me, Facebook Nazi. So we can, no matter what, Dano, if you win something, we can get it to you, buddy. I know where you live. BZ Yankee. You need to come back to Vane, Ed. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I found, Jesse and I found some pretty good gold once we started dredging. So you have, are you coming to the gold show this year? Both of them?
I'm planning on coming. I always kind of take it, week by week and month by month. But as right now, it is on the calendar. Provided something doesn't come up with work or any kind of, illnesses in the family or anything like that. I am getting ready for a daughter's wedding there in early November. But it's on the schedule. I'm planning on going. I believe I'm going to set up with a tri-state group like I did last year in Dayton.
Right.
With Ray and Lona Marting is what it looks like right now. I like to enjoy the shows too. I like to get around and talk to people and do things. And I just bring a few trays, maybe a half a table worth of stuff now. It's like I said, I'm trying to keep this passion or love of mine as little as I can now as a business. I really have tried to cut back and just try to have fun with it because I've got the regular 8 to 5, 9 to 5 job that I have to do each time. And I'm, maybe one day when I retire, I'll do more stuff with shows and, selling things online, possibly maybe back into the Paydirt one day. But for the most part, I'm just doing it as random drawings and random specials, things like that. And then an occasional show here and there, maybe about 3 shows a year.
Well, Jesse and I will be at the Indianapolis show. We'll be working one day, then kind of networking and mingling and visiting the second day, we decided. Dayton show, we worked both days, and, we hardly hardly got to see anything or anything really, but it'd be nice to meet up with you again. Are you gonna head down to the Double D anytime soon, or?
I'm going to try to go to the Double D with the when the GPAA Indiana group comes over. I did put that on my schedule. I told Sonny Lucas I'd try to come. I'd try to bring some giveaways. But as long as everything's, working out well with the wife and the kids and the family, I do a lot of stuff, Ed, believe it or not, spur of the moment. I'm one of these guys that will literally get up on a Friday morning, go to work, and tell my wife, you know what, if I can get done here by 4 o'clock, I may just drive down to North Carolina and call a couple of my buddies or something, or to Virginia or to Tennessee. I mean, I'm kind of a road warrior, and last time when I went down to say old James and Jesse Stager there, I actually left and got down there at 2 in the morning on Saturday morning and got about 6-7 hours sleep. Got up there and was out on the creek at 8-9 o'clock that morning.
Nice.
But I've been to the Double D a couple times this year with Stephen Lyons there out of Green Up Ashland, Kentucky. I got him to join OSPA. A couple other guys I've got to join OSPA. For me, the Southern claims on OSPA, like Bill's Pure Gold,
right,
and the Double D are 2 hours or less for me. So they're nice, easy claims for me to get to. I've also got a couple little local places. I still surprised a lot that how much the Lucasville GPA claim, if you get in the right spots. It's a big Scioto River, but there's some pretty good gold out there too. I've seen guys bring big pickers out of there. I've always gotten at least some finds and stuff, but you find the trap areas, find the cobble area. That's still a pretty good thing. I really wanted to get my sluice 4-inch dredge, out there, and with now that I've got the Gold Hog matting in it, and try it out there on the Scioto River.
Right. I've never been down to that property yet.
Pretty place, nice campground. As long as the water's down, I've got a site there below the dam that the I don't know if it's the DNR or if it's the Army Corps that I've got on my shortcuts on my iPad, and as long as the water level's 3 feet or lower, the sandbar is exposed, and I've had a good time down there. It's a nice camp area, and it's only about an hour and 15 minutes from the house, so it's nice to be able to go there also. And that's a great group of people down there at the Tri-State chapter of GPAA.
It's funny, I got a comment here somewhere, but it came up on my feed on YouTube. On my notifications, it's Chris Breton commented, they won't not let me comment on your live event. I wonder why not. If it isn't Skype tonight, it's Yahoo, YouTube too, huh, Chris?
Yeah, sounds like we're just having different. I know I have a lot of challenge pulling up the live chat for me on YouTube. He just got to play with it a little bit. So maybe if he plays with it some, he might be able to figure it out there. I know we just hit 30 members. I was hoping we'd hit about 40 or 50 tonight. Hopefully, maybe I'll get on here and click over to a couple of the groups.
Yet. We're just getting going. Never know what might happen. You know what I mean? So.
Yep. What'd you say? The record is what, 37?
Something like that. Yeah.
We just want to get into the 40s, and we know we're past it then. Yeah, I'm just a competitive guy. I just want to see you get that viewership up big tonight.
Oh yeah. Well, the great thing about it is, there'll be more who watch it later. And it just began. Like I said, I wish we could have got ToledoJess in here. That would have been fabulous. But hey, you know how it goes sometimes with technology.
I agree. It is challenging. I know that.
So, do you how often do you go to Bill's Pure Gold?
You know, I haven't been to Bill's for a little while as of yet lately. I went this spring a couple times. Had a pretty good time. Bill's got, a nice place there and some new claims. Now that claim, that is part of one of the OSPA claims that Sonny Lucas pays for every year for our group. So it eliminates having to give him $10 or $15 each time you show up as a pay to dig site. But I like that creek. It's a creek that typically doesn't get that high, Ed, even when there's been rain. And so it's kind of nice to be able to sneak out to that creek, even if it's been several rainy days. It doesn't keep the water level up like a lot of places, almost like Double D does the same. But Bill's a nice guy. He's an older gentleman. I think the world of him and stuff. And I've yet to get out there and run my 4-inch dredge, so that's my next trip out there. I've done a lot of high banking, a lot of sluicing. I went there with my wife maybe about 5 or 6 weeks ago, and I took the Gold Hog Stream Sluice with me, where I could just shovel directly into it there. Some fast water, had the fast water mats in it. And she and I had a good time, and we were probably sluicing for about an hour, and a downpour came. It wouldn't let up. After about an hour, we gave up, and at that point, decided I was looking more like a wet rat than I did a prospector. And that's the last time I've been out there with at Bill's place. But between Ohio and North Carolina, that's the places I've been to the most. Early on, I did a lot in Tennessee around Coker Creek, and a lot, like you said, down in Central Virginia with the Central Virginia Gold Prospectors. A nice group down there of people down there. Just, I think prospectors as a whole are just a wonderful group of people.
Oh, I have to agree. The lifestyle has definitely changed my life, and some of the best friends I've ever had I've made through gold prospecting. It's definitely my preferred lifestyle. Unfortunately, like you, we do the 9 to 5 and have to have other irons in the fire. Seems like whenever I plan nothing, it never works. So I try and be kind of shoot from the hip and go off the cuff and try not to plan too much, like you, spontaneous.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Oh, sometimes that's the best times you can have too.
Yeah.
I think everything in life doesn't have to necessarily be planned out. We all have enough stuff that we do in our day-to-day lives that are routine and planned out. And I just think that sometimes just to spur the moment. I mean, I'm the type that might just be sitting here and grabbing a bite to eat and look at my wife and see a preview on TV and let's go see a movie. So I'll just try to live life just to full enjoyment. And I think the outdoors and prospecting is something I truly, truly enjoyed. It's definitely, people said, don't call it a hobby. And I said, I understand that thought process, but I think I've heard a few people say they call it a passion. And I think for me, being that it's not like you said, a job per se, but it's something you just truly enjoy. And I think a passion is a good reference to what this is all about. Prospecting is definitely a passion.
Well, that it is. I can understand both sides. The small scale miner / prospector, but out east of the Mississippi, there's no real land you can claim anyway. I believe Florida and Arkansas is about the closest, and for the life of me, I can't figure out Florida. But I think because of the legal issues and battles out west, the wording, how law is and lawyers and all of that, wording is everything. The English is everything. And if they do a survey and 85% say they're recreationalists or hobbyists, the ones that are actual small scale miners and prospectors that is part of their income get hurt because of like the ban on dredging in California, because the judge says, well, 85% of you claim to be recreationalists, so that's the majority, so we're actually not hurting any of you. You know what I mean? Unless you're a big, huge mine where they're not in the waters dredging for gold anyway. And then on the other hand, out here, it's for a big part, there's no real ground where you could do it professionally. Or, you know, maybe Dennis, because he gets in places like Pirate Pit and stuff.
Oh yeah, well, I tell you what, my dream is to retire early, which I'll be 52 here in the latter few months, and I've actually been looking into maybe something. I don't know if you want to call it small scale, but maybe upon retirement, get something down in the Carolinas and the Eastern Gold Belt to buy a small farm I can move my cattle down there with, and have a creek on the back 40 and rent a backhoe and maybe get a nicer little mid-size operation, something I can just truly play with and in good ground. Because there still is some good ground down there that's really kind of untapped. I don't think you may not be able, who knows, get rich quick or anything like that, but something you could truly enjoy it. So I'm having a lot of fun with it. I've got a couple people messaging me also that not letting them comment on YouTube. Maybe it's the fact that they don't have a YouTube account and they're just watching it live that
Well,
way.
that could be very much so, or they're not signed into their account. Because I know it won't let me make a comment on any videos unless I'm signed in.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it is. And a lot of, I think we've got a few people that aren't YouTubers from our groups there on Facebook that are listening in tonight too. And I see it looks like we're up to 31 people now.
Well, I wish they could join in the conversation, because if you here, everyone will see this now. If you look, I have the screen right here of the broadcast and then the chat room next. To find out who's participating, I have to pop that up, and I have a pretty decent list now. But as you can see, we're streaming in the red again, so hopefully that will go back to green PDQ. But that's how it is with live broadcasting, right, Dennis Dayton? You know how that is, buddy.
I know, I'm going to come home at like 9.
I tell you what, I'm looking at my laptop on Skype. I'm looking at YouTube on the iPad and going back and forth between Facebook, Messenger, and all four at one time. And talking about multitasking, man, I think I'm technically savvy.
I wish I was a little more technically savvy, let me tell you, because it'd be nice if I could.
There's Chris Breton got on. We got to find Sally. Sally's the other one trying to get on. She probably has to sign up on an account.
Yeah, Sally's on my friends list on Facebook. Her and her husband both. I believe they're from Florida.
I believe you're correct.
But they seem like a really nice couple. I know they're really into rocks and gems and whatnot.
Hey, Ed, I got an idea, Ed. Do you want to give something else away again?
Sure, whenever you want, you know.
Well, I figured we weren't going to be on here in 3 hours. We got 6 things to give away, so we can do it more often than every 30 minutes.
Sounds good.
What was next on that list was the rough heated blue sapphire. They got a picture of that? pretty good size there. I think I just got it in my hand in a picture.
Let me go back to... Oops, wrong one. Let me go back to your other page, to East Coast Prospectors, because I was on your buy, sell, and trade page. And
yep, and they're on. I think I put them all on both.
I know you did on Midwest, because I just...
Yeah. To let you know a little bit about Midwest, I'll let Ken Kermansky give him some credit there. He came to me one day when he saw how well East Coast prospecting was, and we know that the Ohio area gets drawn in, and Michigan area where he's from gets drawn into the Midwest quite a bit. And he came up with that idea because he is the owner and founder of American Prospector Gold and American Prospector Gem.
Right.
And he just came to me and said, how about we co-own or co-promote a new group called Midwest Prospecting. And I know that he and I both don't probably put a lot of effort into that, but we kind of felt like that was an area that might take off, and Ken had a great idea. And it gradually, I had, 3 or 4, half a dozen members every week or more to Midwest Prospecting. And it's kind of nice when you have regional groups like that. I know that East Coast Prospecting's grown with the giveaways and things to really a group that we allow people from all the United States and Canada, pretty much a North American group. Try to keep it safe, try to keep it clean. When you look at the 4,000 members there, they're pretty much 4,000 quality members on there. You have people that are more active, but we let people in, and we see people post from Canada all the way out to the West Coast, all the way back out here to the East Coast.
Yeah, you're right. The second one was a heated rough blue sapphire. If memory serves me right, Chris, when you donated the exact same stone, well, not that exact same stone, but the exact same type of stone, to our 1K plus subscriber appreciation giveaway.
I remember that. I remember that quite well. This one, I think did I give you more than one on that? Maybe 2 or 3, or how was it? Do you remember?
I think you gave us one.
Did you? Okay. I can't remember. I know when they're bigger ones, like if I gave you one like that, it was probably a good sized stone like this one is. At times I'll get some of the smaller ones, and I'll put 2 or 3 in a gem jar.
It was a nice stone. It was a really nice stone. Actually, another YouTuber got that. He's Sluice Lee's prospecting buddy. Yeah, I don't know if you know who Sluice Lee is on YouTube, Chris, but he's from down south, Georgia, Carolina way, South Carolina. But he really liked it.
Oh, good. I just had Ken Krasnodemsky. He's trying to help me pronounce that name of his correctly. He just signed off. He's telling you he loves your show, and he's really tickled. He said we need to do more of these.
Oh, excellent. I'm glad you liked it. Boy, we have all kinds of people in here now. Let me copy and paste these people's names again. And
everybody needs to comment. They want to get in this giveaway.
Yeah.
I think towards the end we'll give that golden gem bag away.
That'd be nice.
Save that for the big one.
All right, we'll go in whatever order you want, sir.
Yeah, there you go. I think I just kind of listed them off. I'm thinking of it. Different things there. I don't want to keep everybody up all night long tonight. I figured Jess has to get to bed early.
He's a night owl. Here we
Sounds
go.
like me.
We got it ready. Here we go. Drum roll, please. Wow. Yeah. I don't know if this guy's able to win nothing, Chris. He's affiliated to one of my sponsors.
Well, I don't mind whatsoever. To me, as far as I'm concerned, if they enter there, I even let my admins, they've never won anything, but I even let them in my giveaways on my group because it's a random number draw, and I figured, hey, if it's random, everybody deserves a chance to win something.
You're right. You're definitely right, my friend. So Dennis Dayton, you just won yourself something, and so I hope you like it, buddy. It's a really nice stone DD. So
good deal. I'm gonna write that name down here. I've talked to Dennis at the shows a lot. I always say hi to him, and he and I've never really got a chance to sit down and catch up. But I know he's very active. He's on that radio show a great deal and stuff too.
Oh yeah, and we have Thomas Fowlkes. Thomas, he'll be the one down at the Double D in a week or two.
Yeah, I've met Thomas before several times. I think one day at the Buckeye, did he have a drone flying around too there one day?
Yeah, he brings his little drone all the time with him.
Oh yeah. I think it's so funny is there's so many of us now that get out to these groups and things, and it probably was a good couple of years before you and me and Jess, and the wife Tony, got a chance to sit down and break bread and talk and catch up and talk about prospecting. Quite often you don't get around the campfire. You get a shake hands, you get an introduction, you get to talk for 2 or 3 minutes, and somebody else starts talking to you. And I never really get to talk to Dennis or Thomas or a lot of these people. And that, unfortunately, when you're running a booth at one of these shows, no sooner you're starting to have a conversation, somebody's ready to start talking to you about something on the table.
Right. I understand that much. Real much.
You still on?
You know I am, Judy.
Okay, I'll put
I'm waiting for Tony to come upstairs and say the same thing, Ed.
I have a sign I made out there. It's red, and it's shining bright red right now on air. And I'm talking, but I do have earbuds on, so we don't have an echo. So, I don't know. I think she does it just to be cute, maybe. I don't think so, baby.
That's too funny.
Hey, like I tell my friends out here every week, it's live entertainment. You never know what might happen during live entertainment.
That's very true. Somebody on here said, "Show us some big nuggets." I'm Facebook messaging some nuggets there I just got for the Tri-State chapter there.
Well, I'm trying not to run a whole lot.
Oh, I don't blame you.
Because then it slows down everything else. You know what I mean? And that's the last thing I need to do. What other pictures do we have here? Ooh, that's a pretty stone.
I think Dennis wants to see that rough blue heated sapphire.
Here's some nugget. There's the nugget she just IM'd me in Facebook. They're seeing some gold now. I really like that. Now
those are all right about 1 gram.
This video the audience is going to be seeing here in PDQ. That's just this last trip down there, huh? You had it posted on... Yeah, I think this is your last trip down to North Carolina.
Okay. Yeah, I've got several different videos up. Are you streaming it live on YouTube right now?
Yeah, they can see
Yeah,
it.
it's not showing up for me.
Oh, it will. There's a good 15 to 20-second delay. Now we're
Gotcha.
back to the Nuggets. Oh
Yeah,
man,
it's still got me. It's still got me stuck on the long arm dredge picture right now, Ed.
well, we were in the green for a while, and then it went back to it went back to red, so they'll be experiencing a little buffering and a little lag, unfortunately. But
There you go. Dennis, just send me a Facebook personal message with your address, and I'll get that out to you here the next day or two.
And you all know how to get a hold of them, Dennis.
Oh yeah, I just need addresses is all I need. I'm pretty good about sending stuff out as quick as I can. Yeah, there's the picture coming up with the pan of gold there. I'm getting it. There's a delay there. You're right.
Oh yeah, it's unfortunately, even when I have really good health on my live stream, like I do right now, there's still 15 to 20-second delay. It's just the nature of the broadcasting beast. You know what I mean? I know they have to deal with it over at Gold Prospectors Space during Prospectors Radio. It is what it is.
Yep. I had a couple more people messing with you. They can't comment. Joesph Marinich, you need to probably sign into YouTube if you've got an account to be able to comment. Otherwise, you're just going to watch the presentation here of the YouTube streaming.
Right.
I think that's about the best way to be able to comment. You've got to sign into YouTube. If you don't have an account, I guess you'd have to set one up.
That's it. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. But it is YouTube. If you don't have an account or you're not signed into an account, they won't let you comment. So if you have an account, sign in, and then you're able to comment. You don't need to subscribe to me, but to comment in the room, you do need to be signed in.
Now, let me ask you this, Ed. Is there any way to look at the number of people watching and do a drawing out of that or not?
Well, I know there's 30 people watching right now. Actually, I'm looking at my stats. On our last show, I think we were in the high 20s. So you made your goal, Chris. We broke the record. So, and it's not
30,
even done.
I got
yet.
32 watching. 32 watching right now. Here it says for me.
Right. So, we broke the record. Awesome.
Well, let's do another giveaway then. There's 33.
Okay. Well, everyone, if you can comment, and that way I could bring you up in participants. I'll let you watch the display now so you can
Somebody
see
comment for Sally.
what
She
doing.
signed in and still can't. Somebody comment Sally's name, and if they pull that one, we'll count them. Bless her heart, she's been trying the whole show to get in here to comment. Well, I tell you what, let's give away that aquamarine from Mount Antero there in Colorado.
Okay.
That's a pretty special gemstone there. We're starting to get bigger and better as we go along in the show.
They can watch me copy and paste all the names here, so
There you go.
doing it as honest
Joesph
as we
Marinich
can
is trying
do.
to comment there too. He said he signed in, but they're telling him to create a channel.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. It
Just
shouldn't have to do that.
just ignore all that stuff for now and come in and get into the conversation. You can postpone that or not now or whatever you do. All right, I got the list of people.
There's Ronald commented for Sally. That's nice of you, Ronald.
Okay, so if Ronald's name is drawn, because it's the names, Chris, I have a
Gotcha.
list of participants who are active in chat, and now all their names down. We have Angelina Horn, we have Chris Britton, David Bogan, Dennis Dayton. Oh, hey, look, flash in your pan. I'll take that one out of there.
I'm going to comment for Joe Marinich. I've been trying to comment there. Trying to make it where everybody can win.
Jesse, ToledoJess, John Wolf, Leno, Mida. We have Jurin, Mr. Lodak, Paul Cooper. Good thing his brother's not.
Hey, Paul, how you doing, Mr. Paul? I've got to talk to Paul at great length many a time.
He's a good man.
Is Joe on, his brother? Big brother on?
Joe'd be winning everything if he was on. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that guy's luckier than anybody.
Oh, I don't know, Mr. Lucky Dog. Thomas Fowlkes, Pennyweight. He's a pretty lucky guy, too. And we have Dano, Rignadman, Ronald for Sally. Hey, we have Sean Werlin. Welcome, Sean. And Thomas and Wolfie from Ontario.
34.
Let's see what we got. And Mr. Lucky Dog Thomas Fowlkes is a lucky dog once again.
Oh, my goodness. That guy's living right. He needs to go play the lottery. Now you're showing the wrong picture there now. That's not the aquamarine.
No.
That's the facet of my wife. She wouldn't let you have that. You got to put the rough one that's up there that I put on the picture of the giveaways tonight.
Right there. I'm in the giveaways. Remember, we're lagging.
You're lagging. Okay. Yeah, see, that's the stone that I'm seeing right now.
See, you can't really pay attention.
The corner facet.
You can't really pay attention what's on the screen. Could talk to Jesse about that because it will confuse you. Because if you're pretty not just, I do have here. I'll bring up the YouTube channel now, or I mean your channel. Facebook page, and there it is right there. I believe that's it. Number 3 is it, right?
Yeah.
Look at my email again. So I don't want people.
I don't know if I put it number 3 or not. It sounds like I did. I think I did put it down as number 3, and then I think the silver nuggets 4, or maybe the chalk turquoise necklace is 5, and then the golden gem faceted Paydirt is 6.
I think you're right. To save on stuff. Yes, you're right. You're right. Exactly in that order.
Well, I've got everybody's name written down. They just got to send me a Facebook Messenger message tonight with their address. If not, they can send me an email. Either way, I'm sure you'll get me their addresses here before it's done over and set with, and we'll get these nice little giveaways out to people tonight.
Right. But, yeah, here, I have it right here. They could take a gander at it a little. I think I'll get out of my email though and go back to your page because you have it in order. I can't wait to go dredging with you, even
No,
digging with
that's
you.
my new love now.
Oh, dredging, I love it. It's the way to move material. It's environmentally friendly, and I know you're like all of us. You get a lot of trash from it, and then we pack it out. So, Mr. Lucky Dog Folks, please contact Chris Chadwick on Facebook and give him your mailing address. I'm sure I have it somewhere. I'd have to look for it if he don't get it to you, Chris. Hey, I got it right here. It is blankety blank 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 lane, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Yep. He just sent me a Facebook message. So I'm sure Thomas is going to type his address in here pretty quickly for me.
So,
I just got Patrick Moore's address, so they're starting to come in.
very good.
Now, two Indiana boys won, huh?
Yes. Well, actually, they've all been Indiana boys.
Oh my goodness! They better be playing the lottery.
Patrick Moore's from south of Indianapolis. Thomas Fowlkes, well, in order. Dennis Dayton is southeast of Indianapolis, Edinburgh, I believe. And then we have Mr. Thomas Lucky Dog Pennyweight Fowlkes, who's also from Indianapolis. So that's 3 Indianiers. How do you say that? Hoosiers?
Hoosiers, yeah.
Hoosiers?
Hoosiers.
The Indiana boys have been bringing it home, let me tell you, huh? Gee whiz. So, are there any questions in the chat room for my friend Chris here? Hey, Sean Werlin, how you doing? Got to get FL winner. FL. Russians did it. They do everything, Ronald.
I love it.
You're welcome, Paul Cooper. I'm glad you're enjoying the show. Ohio, we got this. So far, Sean, Indiana has it. Texas time is coming, Mr. Wolf. John Wolf says. We have a question from David Bogan for you, Chris.
Okay.
Do you prospect much in Georgia?
Have not been to Georgia yet. I've had a couple invitations, particularly on the Christmas break and holidays, to go down that way when it's a little bit warmer when we can't do much up here. I actually had a trip planned last year. I had rented a truck, believe it or not, because I had some points saved up from work to go down there and bring some Georgia Paydirt home, and was going to be in a good spot down there on that WEGM claim with some members. And long story short, my mom, which is now 82, had a spill or a fall and got scraped up and tore up pretty bad, and I had to stay home and take care of her and cancel the trip and took the rental truck back, and it all got foiled there at the last second the evening we were just getting ready to leave. So I'd had a trip planned, but have yet to get down that way. But it is one that's on my bucket list to get down towards Georgia.
Oh. California, Georgia? Robert?
No, I'm talking like down in
Delano
South
guy?
Georgia, South of Carolinas.
Oh, okay. I believe David and Mita Bogan live down that way.
I've had some invites to go see John Siprot out in California and Prospect, and of course down in Washington State with John Charlton and our friend Boyce Golf. I've yet to make it out to the West Coast, with the exception of getting in toward the Vegas area. Next time we go to Vegas, I'd like to maybe get some chances to go out there in the desert and maybe dry wash or prospect a little out there. It's something I haven't done yet. That's also on the list.
I have one of my very old prospecting partners in chat, Chris. If you see the name in the chat room, Treasure Finder Vix, that is a good friend of mine named Victor Manzo. We met in Washington State and been prospecting many times together.
I see him there. I see him right there.
He wants me to come back to California and prospect, just like friends in Washington want me to get back there. Believe me, I want to get to many places and prospect. And like we were talking about at Vane Mountain, we need to get out on the stream and get some digging in together sometime, Chris. I've seen you at shows.
Maybe we'll meet up at Double D.
I won't be there for that. Thomas, folks, when's your outing at the Double D? What days? Too bad.
Middle of August, I think.
Too bad there's a delay. Is it this coming weekend, the 5th and 6th? Oh, I bet you, Victor, with all the weather and stuff and floods now in California and weird weather after all those droughts. No, Thomas, not the gold show. The outing for your chapter at August 18th and 20th.
There you go.
18th through the 20th.
I'm going to try and sneak down there for that.
Might be able to make that, but I was wanting to get down to Bill's in between there and here, or now and then.
Bill's might be quiet that weekend, Ed, if we tried to sneak somewhere else. If everybody's going to Double D, Bill's might be a little slower.
Right.
Let's save all the gold for us at Bill's.
Well, Bill's is only 45 minutes or so from the Double D, I believe.
This is true.
So, you never know. I need to talk it over with my accountant. I've been having other irons in the fire, so I'm sure I have plenty of money for gas and the beans and weenies to keep me fed for 2-3 days. 2 days.
There you go.
But
hey, my buddy Jimmy Smith is on here now. He's under James Smith.
Oh, excellent. Welcome to the show, James. I'm glad you made it. I like seeing all these new faces.
I tell you what, I just hope one day I actually can gain half the knowledge that Jimmy Smith or James Smith has in prospecting. There's a guy that truly, really knows his stuff and then some. So when it comes to the Carolinas, I don't think anybody knows it better.
Right on. I sure like that country. It's some pretty country. Uh, I had a really good time down there, and the hospitality of some of the people down there was really, really nice.
Oh, they absolutely are. I'll tell you what, James, which I call him Jimmy, and Jimmy and his wife Donna, the last two times that I've been down either by myself or me and the wife Tony have been down, the Southern hospitality, Ed, is unreal. I'll tell you what, never found such good salt of the earth people in my life. Just treat us like family, take us into their home, cook us a meal, just top notch people. You know, I mean, when you find people like that that you get to know, I have to tell you that Jimmy Smith or James Smith there, as you see on here, he's a true close friend. He truly is. I'm glad to see him on here tonight.
Well,
And I'll give him a little props. He has a really nice, if you're big into dredging, he does have a Facebook group if you're a dredger called Patriot Dredgers.
oh,
He's
cool. I might
He's
be
a
a
red, white,
member
blue
of that.
American. Yep, red, white, and blue American. That is James Smith. I help him as an administrator, but he's the owner of Patriot Dredgers. You always see on his dredge, he'll have an American flag flying. And on the back of his truck also.
Right on. I might be a member of Patriot Dredgers. If not, I'll have to look up that Facebook page and join. So if you see Ed Marvin, James, that's me.
There you go. Yeah, about 3 weekends ago, I got together with James Smith and Jesse Stagger. You see here on also. Jesse and James and I got to prospect some on Muddy Creek down in North Carolina on some private ground together. And we gave a nickname to Jesse Stagger as the human backhoe. I think that man moved more rocks and boulders by himself than an average full-size backhoe could do in a week. But, Lord, he moved some ground, really moved some ground. I think out of that he got 7 or 8 grams of gold, but I can only imagine how many hours and how much work he had into it. And he's just a small, wiry guy, but I tell you what, he can move some rocks.
Oh.
You know,
That's how you
I
get
tell you what,
the
it's already
material.
9/11. We should give something else away, Ed.
Yeah, we've been in now for what, an hour and 15 minutes almost? Okay,
Yep, I think we ought to give that crystallized silver nugget away.
let me bring up a picture of that so people can see it. I'll turn off this live chat for now.
Bill's is not GPAA. I see that in the comment. He's a pay-to-dig site
Right.
himself, so anybody from the public can pay his fee to prospect for a day, and he charges different rates depending on what kind of prospecting you're going to do.
Right, right.
It is also an OSPA lease also, so as an OSPA member, you have the rights to go and prospect there with your annual membership.
Okay, I'm going to get rid of this chat here on the screen for a second so they have a clear view of that crystalline silver nugget, and give a little history on that, Chris.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's there's also a picture there too. I think I posted it on the Facebook channel, but the way this crystalline silver is made, this actually came out of the Silvercrest mine on the California-Nevada border, Jess, and it's pretty unique, and it happens when they'll actually drill holes in the side of the hard rock mine or the shaft there, and they'll place a half a stick of dynamite in each one of the holes, and they'll set that off simultaneously, and anytime that they're in a silver vein that's running through that, and that heat and pressure from the dynamite explosion will crystallize some of that silver, because, you know, a lot of you prospectors realize in nature that silver looks kind of gray or dark, but the crystallized silver, when they'll put about 6 half sticks of dynamite placed in the drilled holes in a large circle, many times they're drilling straight into solid silver, and when you're blasting, the rock from the silver in the mine walls creates such a blast, it melts and crystallizes that silver, and it'll come out in every different shape and size you can imagine. It rarely happens, honestly, and making the piece is pretty rare and unique. And they'll pry it off of the walls and the floors with a screwdriver typically, because it'll blast up against the walls that hard. So it is a very unique piece, and they get a whole lot more value out of it. This one's almost 3 grams, the nugget that you're showing.
Wow.
And it's like 2.89 grams. So it's a little bit of a hog. It's a nice crystallized silver nugget, and you'll typically get probably at least $5 a gram for something like that as a specimen.
Wow. I hope I win that. Gee whiz.
There you go. I mean, they're pretty special pieces. I occasionally have some at the shows that I'll sell and stuff too. And honestly, they usually go pretty quick the first day because people don't have them. They're pretty unique. And I've got a few specimens in my box here, my treasure chest, that will have crystallized gold in it too. Sometimes it's gold and silver both mixed together.
Well, I know Dano bought some from you before, and it's some pretty stuff. I've admired it at the gold shows a couple of times. And if I remember right, I want to buy one from you at Vane Mountain, but geez, you were never there.
There you go. I'll tell you what, I had a tray with me at Vane Mountain, and you're right. I don't think I pulled it out but one time. And because people told me to bring some stuff down, and I had to go back to work that week. Believe it or not, I was planning on spending most of the week down there. I think I spent 3 days or so. But it was one of those situations that was spur of the moment. And, I didn't have a partner at the time at work, so I had to cover for some other people. And Tony and I, the wife, were only down for a few days, and we snuck back out. But yeah, that crystallized silver it's a nice piece.
Yeah, the ones I've seen are really pretty. You know your buddy Roger that was down there at Vane Mountain too?
Yeah, Roger's a great guy. Him and Debbie are super people. They're actually West Virginia people too.
That's right. He gave me, what's the name of it? Silt?
Yeah, Selt. That's like a little piece the Indians made and stuff. That's pretty neat.
He gave me half of one he found during the common dig.
How about that?
Yeah.
I got several arrowheads off of him and some scrapers and whatnot. I still have a few. I traded a few back. Actually, that day I was trying to trade him for some more because I kind of missed the ones I traded off to Stephen Lyons in the dredge swap I had, and I kind of missed him so much that I didn't went back to get more, and everything he had was big high dollar stuff, so I wasn't able to make a trade there that day.
He had some nice pieces with him there at Vane Mountain, and even some of those more modern pieces were beautiful. Yeah,
they were absolutely gorgeous. They were gorgeous.
Yeah,
now, I'm assuming that picture's up. I'm still lagging real bad for some reason.
It's a picture of the nugget, still the silver nugget.
Oh, good. And everybody can see it?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, everybody comment. We got 32 watching right now, it says. I've seen it pop up to 34 a minute ago.
Right. Well,
so if you want to pull the drawing on it, I got my pen handy here.
Okay, well, let me get this picture out of the way so we'll bring up so they can see what I'm doing. I got the names of the participants up. I'm copying them now. And Mr. Paul Cooper unhighlighted, so I'll do it again. Now Robert Baffett unhighlighted. Doggone it. Computers. Love to hate them. All right. Get these names off this random name generator. All right, there's the new list. Now, I'm going to say this. We're not going to allow people to have multiple wins. I'll say that. We want to give everyone a chance to have something. At least 6 of you, right, Chris?
You got it. I got 6 here. If we can get through on the show, we might have to go quicker. I think people are probably getting ready for bedtime. I know Jimmy Smith, he goes to bed early there at Patriot Treasures.
All right. Dano the Mano, Mr. Rignad Man, is the winner of another silver nugget.
There we go.
He already has some nice pieces, too. There's another one to your collection, Dano. I know you'll like it. Shoot. Yeah, time flies when you're having fun, Chris.
There we go.
Yeah,
now, what's Dano's real name on here?
It's Rignad Man. He's one of my room monitors. He has, his name will be in purple and he'll have a wrench next to it.
I see it.
Rignad
Man. I got it.
Excellent, Dano. Congratulations. Excellent. Yeah, well, if you want to burn through them, we can, Chris. It's all up to you.
Well, let's do that. Let's go ahead and give away that chalk turquoise necklace. You got a picture of that up?
I can get it up really quick.
Yeah.
I believe I have.
Dano, just send me a Facebook message there with your address and I'll get it out to you.
I'm gonna have to save this image because I went to save all the ones you sent me an email, right, Chris? And it actually wanted to switch out other pictures I had because they were photo 1, photo 2, photo 3, photo 4, and stuff like that, or picture, however you labeled them.
Right.
And I already had pictures like that in the file in my folder, and it wanted to replace those. And if I would have changed all the names, it would have changed where it had to be found, and I would have had to done other stuff, renaming and redoing in the program itself. So this works out. I have it coming up though, right here. They'll be able to see it.
There's my email address, Dano. You don't have Facebook. You can just send me an email message there with your address.
I can get Dano's address for you, Chris.
That'll work.
I talk to Dano all the time. He's a really good guy and a good friend of mine. And
you know what? I didn't even think about this because I haven't done anything or posted forever. But if you see my name there, Prospector 2107, I do have a few videos up years gone by of high banking and some trips with the family. If you want to watch a boring, crappy YouTube channel.
Well, there's one way to fix that, Chris, is make content, get it up there, become a YouTube creator, and go out there and change lives somehow.
I think I got my hands full with this Facebook page at 4,000 people.
I believe it because with my day job and my other irons in the fire and this YouTube channel, which is pretty much a full-time job in itself, you know, and this live show, actually, it's once I finish this show, I'll be getting ready for next week's show with our friend Michael from ipanforgold.com. I know many of you out there buy his Paydirt, and that should be a really good show next week. Hopefully I'll get the stuff figured out with Skype, because I really miss my partner in here with us, because that way we could have been double hitting you with stuff, Chris.
Thomas is making me laugh.
Thomas will do that. Thomas, he's a really good guy. But I just recopied a list of names since it could change. So
Yeah, everybody comment.
Recomment every time, or I recopy and paste it every time. I'll get this out of the way so they can see it. All right, let's see who the lucky winner of the turquoise necklace is. Chris Breton.
Oh, he's going to love that.
All right. Congratulations, Chris.
He's won some stuff before on East Coast prospecting, so he's a double winner.
All right, Chris, you're a winner of a beautiful turquoise necklace.
I bet you JoJo will love that. JoJo will sport a lot of the things he wears a lot of times.
All right. Well, I need to say goodbye to John Wolf. John, thank you for joining us. Hope to see you next week.
Always the Paydirt giveaway.
And,
best prize is saved for last.
Yeah, the best saved for last. So you'll miss out on this one, John. But thanks for showing up anyway, buddy. I really appreciate it. And Brother Joesph, I hope your audio stays with you also. Oh, she's going to love it. Oh, yes, she loves it. Oh, and John's still here. I thought you said goodbye, John, or gotta go, or time to go.
See, we tempted him to stay longer for that mega prize for the golden gem Paydirt from North Carolina. I got a good picture of that. I got the 3 buckets there. Picture. That's the North Carolina Paydirt. That's from Jimmy Smith's honey hole.
I do have a picture of that, and I'll get that up here in a bit.
I'll tell you what, I will tell you this, Ed and Jess, you got some great YouTube members in here following you, because I'm seeing the comments here and watching, and I know a lot of them are East Coast members also. I know it's a tight-knit family, but you got a great group of people on here, man. My hat's off to you.
Well, thank you. I like to think of them as an extended part of they are my community here, Chris. They're more than just viewers.
Yeah, there's Ralph Weissmiller. I haven't heard from Ralph in a while.
They're my YouTubers and friends. They are part of our community. And
they are
a lot of
you got
them,
some new people on here tonight too, though, don't you?
Oh, there's a lot of new names, and I know they're members of East Coast Prospectors. And if you're not yet a subscriber, please become a subscriber. Click on the subscribe button down below, and they'll be sure to hit the bell, because then you'll be notified every Tuesday night for the live show or whatever else I might be putting out. I really like your community you have there, though, at both your sites, Chris. And it's nice getting to see pictures from all over the East Coast. And like you said, Sluice Goose, he's a member and he posts stuff in there. And so,
well, I've had a really good time tonight. It's been a lot of fun. I want to thank you personally for inviting me over to do this. I've had a few people tell me I need to do this kind of thing more often, but I tell you, it's exciting. I think I want to keep it special, because this was a good time and a good opportunity to get to talk to you, and hopefully next time around, if we do it again, we'll get Jess locked in there also at the same time.
Oh,
But,
I definitely gotta get this figure out, and if need be, I'll have to go with a different package. And unfortunately, that costs money. so, so I'll have to work on another iron in the fire, I guess. I guess I'm not that busy.
there you go.
Gotta do what I gotta do to keep my channel growing. Because actually, I'd like this to go into my semi-retirement, Chris, and kind of subsidize it.
There you go.
And when that happens, Judy and I also be doing kind of a travel vlog with it. LDA. I am an LDMA member, so I'll be going to camps, and besides GPAA claims and leases throughout the country. And who else? I've been invited to places: California, AK, Washington. Matter of fact, a buddy of mine in Washington, Kai, he saw my picture I put on Facebook, right? It's on the wharf down by a science center, OMSI, I think the name of it is, in Portland. And there's a sub behind me. And he sends me an IM saying, "Ed, are you in Portland?" And I'm like, no, old picture. And he's like, "Oh man, if you were back home, I was gonna invite you up and take you up on my trip. I'm going up to the Slate Creek Mining District," which is a beautiful mining district in the North Cascades, Chris. And there's some really good gold there. But he's like, "I got extra dredge you could use and everything, dude. You just got to get yourself here." And I'm like, "No, sad to say, I'm not in Portland right now. I'm in Ohio." I'm using an old picture. But hey, there's some of those people that I would love to go out and dig with. Justin and Kai. Also, I'd love to go out with Boyce and his partner, Mike, I believe it is.
Magic Mike.
Magic Mike, yes.
Magic Mike and Sluice Goose. And they also got the ninja goes with them sometimes every now and then.
Well, that's his son, isn't it? The ninja?
I'm not sure if the ninja is or not. I'm not sure. I know. I think that might just be one of the buddies there. His son's a little bit younger than the ninja guy, I think, but I could be wrong.
I'll have to go back and watch a few of Sluice Goose's videos and see. You might be right. I don't think he calls his son the ninja, but we could be wrong.
These guys are making me laugh again over here. I'm chuckling to myself. Let's give away some of that Jimmy Smith honey hole pay dirt, and I'm going to add some faceted gemstones to it.
Okay, and
from the great state of North Carolina.
That's the one in the buckets?
Yep, that's the 3 buckets. That's James Smith, aka Jimmy, honey hole pay dirt. And we classified that down to a 1/2 inch, and there was gold in every scoop I tested.
I got a picture of that right here. I'll show.
If I told you even what county it came from, I'd have to shoot you. So I can't even let anything out.
There's disclosed information. We know how it is. It was found on No Tell 'em Creek
You got it.
in No Tell'em County. And we ain't even going to tell you the state. It's that secret.
No, we already said North Carolina. We told them that.
Oh, well, yeah. See, I'm having blonde moments, Chris. I'm allowed. I'm partially blonde.
This one's protected by a Trojan horse.
There you go.
And that's no joke. There's a big horse, and he just says this is his ground, and if you don't pay homage to the horse, and then you have to feed the fish when you get there. If you don't feed the fish, you don't get any gold at all.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. You got to feed the fish. Ask Jimmy there. If you don't feed the fish, you don't get any gold.
Well, I guess if I'm ever honored to go to the No Tell'em site, I'll feed the fish, I'll pet the horse, and hopefully I'll find some gold.
There you go. There you go. Well, I'll tell you what, the best thing you do is you keep your glasses on and you look real hard because it's the most challenging pay dirt I've ever been. It's heavy, thick in the black sands. And they're kind of black sands that do not like to separate from gold.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, my God.
Something really challenging, huh? Expert.
It takes me a great deal of time to separate it all between, finish panning, running it through a miller table. It is definitely a challenge, to say the least. Yeah, Jimmy said a few pet snakes. Yeah, every time he comes out there, he uncovers the dredge, and there'll be about 2 or 3 water moccasins in there. So you don't want to go to Jimmy's honey hole if you don't know what you're doing.
Got to be careful with some of those vipers,
Oh, Lord.
A moccasin could raise havoc on you. Cottonmouth, the water moccasin, some vicious snakes.
Jimmy, you need to post that picture on East Coast Prospecting tonight of those moccasins laying in your dredge there last time out. We were down there one day and you uncovered it. He's got a picture, and y'all see the size of these big old fat snakes laying there.
Oh, hey, my foster brother's in the room. James Van Cleef, the angry prospector, needs some pay dirt. Well, Jim, we're about ready to do a giveaway, so you're just in time.
Everybody get ready to start commenting.
Yeah, say something. I'll look at this participant
We're going to add some
stuff a few times.
This stuff's pretty special besides it being natural pay dirt, and I'll sweeten it up a little bit, but I'm going to add some faceted gemstones, and these have a little bit of history to them. They come from a buddy of mine's pawn shop that scraps out gold and silver rings and jewelry, and you can have some imitations in there, you can have some lab made, and you can have some real truly authentic faceted gemstone in there. We're talking rubies, sapphires, emeralds. Just ask Paul Cooper. He took a bag he got of the faceted pay dirt to the jewelry shop and found out real quick he had about 3 times or 4 times what he had paid for the bag just in faceted gemstones that were true and authentic.
Nice.
Yeah, so this is definitely a nice grand prize.
Here, I'll let everybody see me do this.
I tell you what, everybody's commenting on this one. I think they want some of that honey hole pay dirt with some faceted gemstones.
Yeah, I might outfit. I'll pull out of the participants area so I could see the chat. I'll let it reload. And once it does, I'll bring it up again.
Definitely a challenge. Definitely a challenge.
Top Notch Pro Pay Dirt by Chadwick Farms. Or
there you go. ECP Pro Pay Dirt.
There you go.
Compliments of James Smith.
Excellent. Thank you, James Smith. Thank you, Chris and East Coast Prospectors. Now we'll go over here to the random name picker. get all these people out of here. Boom.
Oh, Dennis wants some more.
No, he already won.
He's got that Pirate Cove dirt. He's already set up.
He already won. All right, ready? Drum roll, please. Oh,
I don't know if I
wow.
can make it.
Brother Joesph from the YouTube channel Within His Presence. All right.
Who's the winner?
Within His Presence. His name is Joesph. He's a prospector from Vermont. He's also a YouTube creator with some pretty good prospecting videos. So if you have yet to find his channel, click over on the far right and go look at his channel. And if you like what you see, please subscribe. All right, congratulations, Joesph. Hey, James, I'm really sorry, my brother, but I don't know what Chris has up his sleeve. I don't know. Is that the last, or is there more?
Oh, let's see. I'll tell you what. Let's do this. Since they're so rare and they're so special, let's give it one more crystallized silver nugget away.
Ooh, ah. Ooh, ah.
Number 7. Lucky number 7.
Lucky number 7. All
Our
right.
sign-off gift for the night.
I'll let these people chat a few more. So let your fingers do some yapping, people, my friends. So we could get you active in chat so you have a chance to win. Pardon me. All right, I'll bring up the participants here again. I really miss Jesse in the show. Doggone it. We're going to have to figure out that dilemma.
My dog Milo just barked, said hi to Jesse since he couldn't get on.
Thank you, Marlo. But I have to say this, Chris. I'm having a good time talking to you here on my show tonight.
Oh, I've had a blast.
I'm
Milo's
really,
had a blast.
I'm really glad you joined me tonight. I prefer Jesse being here, but hey, nonetheless, I'm very happy to have you. That's right, he's with us. And
I think I've met Ronald before too. I'm sure we probably
met him at Gold Rush days. He's been down to Gold Rush days, and
no, he's met me then. I sit underneath the trees there with the fat lazy people.
Right.
Sit up by the club store.
By the club store?
Yep, that's where they put me at there. Usually Michael Straub puts me by the club store at Gold Rush days. I'm going to try and come back up again there with Sean and them next year, Sonny, or this fall.
Well, I sure hope you make it.
I'll do everything within my power to make it there.
All right, well, here we have this Dennis Dayton guy. He needs to get out of there. He won already.
Yeah, he can't win twice, can he?
No. If his name comes up, or Patrick's, or Dano's, or Joesph, we'll just do it again. But here we go. Drum roll, please. Mr. David Bogan.
There we go, David.
Excellent, David. Excellent. Right on.
Paul Cooper asked me a question. What's the biggest nugget I've ever found? And it was in North Carolina, and it was a 0.58 gram nugget with my wife and 2 girls down there in Marion County at No Tell'em Creek.
Nice, nice.
Yep, but that's the biggest natural one I've ever found. I've ordered some awfully big, nice ones, but I don't think that counts, Ed.
No. That counts as much as our friend Ronald going to Las Vegas for the gold show and not prospecting and counting it as a prospecting trip. So.
Well, to all the winners, I know we said it before, and I know Ed will get with everybody there. I'm sure he knows everybody even better than I do here on his channel. Send me a Facebook message with your address. I've got everybody that won's name down and what they won. For you that don't have Facebook, I've also just now typed up my email address too.
I see your email. So you heard him, for YouTubers and friends. Send your contact information, mailing address, and all that to Chris Chadwick at CTABM Chadwick at AOL.com.
You stayed about 30 to 35 members here all night long, Ed. You've had a good following here tonight.
Well, I think so. I'm really happy, and I would. All I can do is aim for the stars and keep working on getting the show better and better and better. And I'm working on it.
You got a great show.
Working on new computers and other stuff and mixing audio stuff. Trying to always improve it. Why I appreciate it, Chris. Thank you very much. And I have a good list of guests coming up. We keep bumping Dennis Dayton back, you know. And
he's already a star on the Prospector channel.
Right.
Everybody knows who Dennis is. He's already a celebrity, isn't he, Ed?
Yeah. So, but he was penciled in. Then the Wandering Buffaloes. Well, he was going to be on the show the week after Tim Grimes, but I'm like, no, I can't do it that close. I can't have the Prospectors Radio people right on top of each other, back to back. So I kind of said, not this time. Maybe next time. Now, I was talking to him on the phone the other day about scheduling him in on the 26th of September, and he's like, oh man, I'm really, really busy, but you'll never guess who I got on. He was also in the mountains with Ben and Boyce. John Bullock.
Dennis is asking who all the winners were, and I got a list here. We got Patrick Moore won the Emerald Facet. Of course, Dennis won the Rough Blue Heated Sapphire. Thomas Fowlkes won the Aquamarine. Dano won the Crystallized Silver Nugget. Chris Breton won the Turquoise Necklace. And the Golden Gem Paydirt went to Joesph. I didn't get the last name there, but I know you were going to get it for me.
Yeah.
With his YouTube channel. And the Crystallized Silver Nugget that we gave out the last second as a 7th prize was to David Bogan.
Yes, sir.
What's Joseph's last name? Has he got Facebook, Ed?
No, I don't think he has Facebook, but
Well, he can send me an email there.
He could either send you an email, you put it up there, I said it, or he has my email address. Either way, we'll get you the information.
Yeah, you just get them to me. Everybody knows on here after 3 or 4 years on social media between Facebook and YouTube and everything coming and going. I'm good for it.
I actually have it somewhere because I just sent him some scuba diving weights not too long ago, actually. So I have Joseph's address somewhere, but hey, Joesph, send me your address again, so I know I have it, and we'll get it to Chris. But gee whiz, that we're going on 2 hours, Chris.
Oh yeah, I'm starting to fall asleep on you.
Okay, well, it's been it's been a night. I'm sure Judy's wanting to get to bed, and my little, if you want to call it a studio, is like right under the bedroom.
I did a screenshot. Dennis gave me Joseph's address there. Joesph got a last name on there, I'm guessing. I just put Joesph.
Oh, that's Dennis Dayton's address.
Oh my God, I already screenshot that. He gave me that earlier.
Dennis. Oh.
He's a
Hey,
trickster,
Rich
I'm telling you.
Cooley.
It is the same address. I'm scrolling back up. That's his address again.
How you doing, Rich Cooley? Thanks for joining us. See, you got to watch that guy. Remember, Brother Joesph is from Vermont. He's up around the Killington, Vermont area, Burlington, Vermont. So yeah, so that Dennis Dayton guy, he's pretty slick, isn't he?
Oh yeah, you got me on that. I would have sent it out too. Well, I don't know. As soon as I wrote his address down one time, I probably would have caught the same address the second package.
You probably would have, huh?
I got the bubble envelopes.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Oh, let me mute
You give me
this
Joseph's
while I
address,
talk.
we'll get him taken care of too. And if he wants some challenging stuff, now that little vial you got up just popped up. That's actually some of the gold that came from that same honey hole that the Paydirt's going out, and you can still see the specks of black that's still in there. It's that hard to separate and get it all out.
My brother just asked me if I used the gloves he sent me. Not yet, James, but I will when the water gets a little colder. It's a little different here in Ohio, Jim, because during the summer our water tends to be pretty warm, and I'll only work so much of the top layer first and see how the pay streak's going before I decide to dredge deeper. So don't worry, brother. I'll be using those gloves. It's the one thing about these live shows, Chris. I see them typing, and I usually want to acknowledge them and say my highs and to everything to my friends in chat before we get going, but it's really hard not to remark and reply to somebody, when they're typing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I've been tempted to type into everybody there to say hello back and thing, but like you said, you're multitasking. You're trying to run a show. I'm trying to read everything, and I know I can touch base with a lot of people on Messenger later on, and they all know I think the world of them. Your members, my members. It's like you said, it's just one big happy family here, and some really good people. I'll tell you, I've gotten to meet in the last few years some real genuine salt of the earth people.
The real gold is the people that you meet, and the gold is a very nice bonus.
Amen, brother. Amen. I'm with you there in a complete agreement. Couldn't agree more.
All right. Well, we're into this an hour and 54 minutes. I know your day starts early. My day starts usually about 4 a.m.
Ugh,
Yeah.
mine doesn't start that early.
Well, actually, I think I might be able to sleep into 4:30 tonight, tomorrow. So,
Yeah, I'm a 6:30, 7 o'clock person myself, but I understand. I understand there's early mornings. I've done them before.
yeah. It was nice. Today I only worked about a mile from home. Tomorrow I have a little drive ahead of me, so gotta wake up a little earlier. It's one good thing about my job, I work all over.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure yours does in the business you do. You
I
go,
cover most of Southeast Ohio. Everything from Waverly, Ohio, down to Proctorville, Ohio, over to Peebles, Ohio, towards Gallipolis, Ohio. That whole Southeast Ohio corridor is what I work. I was up in actually close to home too today in Ironton, Ohio. But and it's nice because you'll find me a lot of times with a change of clothes and a bucket and a classifier and a super sluice pan and
yeah,
even now every now and then a sluice box, and I'll sneak out underneath an underpass or maybe to Bill's Pure Gold or Double D because they're both in my territories,
right.
and take off my dress shoes and put on my boots and get out there and dig for an hour or two and maybe bring some dirt home. And it is nice having a nice, glacial gold in parts of Ohio that cover my territory. I mean, I have to say that's the nice thing. If I want to take my lunch hour, I mean, I've done many a times that I've changed clothes right out there on the claim.
Yeah, here's what James Smith, go to bed with the chickens and wake up with the chickens, pretty much, or the roosters.
Oh yeah, I can't believe Jimmy Smith's still up at 10 till 5 till 10. You guys got him, kept him up past his bedtime because I think when it gets dark, he's usually hitting the hay.
Oh, I think that's what he's saying. He's usually in bed with the chickens and up with the chickens.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate you being here, giving your friend Chris Chadwick support, James. Thank you very much, and hope you become a subscriber. If you're not yet a subscriber, there's a link down below. I'd love to have you as part of the family. Gotta, I don't mind throwing a little hint for subscribers here and there if you don't mind.
No, not at all. That's what it's all about. We want to promote your tube and your YouTube channel and my Facebook channel. Hopefully we get some new members to both tonight, and we all have a good time.
Yes, sir. And why we're talking something about this, here's a little word from one of my sponsors, because with their help, I'm able to do stuff like this. Sure.
Okay.
We're back hot. Commercials done. And thank you very much for your help, Prospectors Radio. Thank you very much, for being on my show tonight. I really appreciate it. And the gifts were awesome. Thank you very much, Chris Chadwick. And I can't wait to see you on the river again, my friend.
Oh, absolutely. I want to thank you, Ed. I greatly appreciate it. And ToledoJess, you know that we missed you here. I wish I had you on here live also, but maybe somewhere in the future we'll try and do this again and definitely get the bugs worked out. But I think the world of both you guys. Keep up the great work and the great cause.
Thank you very much again, Chris. Again, all my YouTubers and friends out there and everyone else who's joined us tonight, thank you very much. And until then, may you always have a flash in your pan. And if Joesph was here, he'd say, and you know what he says, maybe one day too, we'll see you on the river.